Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do kind of a get ready with me and talk to you guys a little bit about my first year of law school, some things that I wish I knew before entering law school, and just kind of reflecting and giving you guys some advice and tips that I kind of learned throughout my first year. So I didn't want to do it just like a normal sit down video, so I thought that maybe I could just do like a get ready with me. Today is Friday. I actually have my internship in a couple of hours, and then I have an orientation for my other internship just later this evening. So today's gonna be a busy day, but I thought I would get ready and show you guys how I get ready and talk to you guys a little bit about my first year of law school. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope these are some useful tips for some of you who are maybe going into your first year or who are currently in law school. So just make sure you guys stick around until the end, because I do have some really good tips for you guys to hear about. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna moisturize my face first and then do my makeup. I will have all the products linked down below. And if you're wondering if I'm sitting on my floor, yes I am. I just feel like this is the best lighting I can get right now because it's pretty early still, so I am sitting on my floor. I hope you guys don't mind. So one of the first things that I wish I knew before starting law school was that you don't really have to do anything to prepare the summer before law school. I know that's literally everyone's mindset, especially if you're going from college to law school. You're kind of just used to the school routine. So your first thought is, what should I do to prepare? Or what can I do to, stay in the academic groove or whatever? And honestly, don't do anything. I'm sorry, everyone's leaving my apartment at this time. But honestly, you don't need to do anything. You kind of just have to enjoy your summer, because that may be your last summer of freedom, or your last summer that you don't really have very important obligations like law school requires you to have. So definitely just enjoy your summer. Don't be worrying about if you should be pre-reading like in June for your classes that start in August. Definitely don't do all that, because I believe most schools should have an orientation and they're gonna teach you all that there. I had a week and a half long orientation, I believe, and I think most schools have like a week-long orientation, so they'll teach you everything there. They'll tell you how you guys need to breathe, how you need to read, like they'll teach you everything there. So you guys don't need to do any outside work before you start your first year of law school. Just enjoy your summer, because like I said, that may be the last one where you get to like just do whatever you want. You don't have to do anything to prepare. Just kind of show up to orientation and they'll prepare you there. This one, I guess, is kind of a given. I wish I would have just sat down and processed it, but I just wish I knew how fast-paced law school was going to be. I mean, I knew it was going to be rigorous and I knew it was going to be a lot different than undergrad, but law school moves extremely fast, like extremely fast, and you have to adapt very quickly. You can't really get behind, because the minute you get just a little bit behind, you're going to be really behind. You don't want to get used to staying behind and having to play catch up all the time, because then you're not going to enjoy your law school career. You're not going to enjoy law school at all. That's another thing I wish I would have known, that it moves. I knew it moved fast, but not as fast as it actually does. So just keep that in mind. You just have to be able to adapt quickly. The last thing I'm going to share that I wish I would have known was how competitive law school is. So obviously we all know how hard it is to get into law school. You're competing with so many people from the minute you take your LSAT. But once you're in law school, the competitiveness just taken to a whole different level. So now you're competing every day with those people that are like sitting around you. Law school as a whole, like your career, the bar, like everything is competitive. So you got to make sure that you stay up to par. We should all know this going into law school, but just know that it's okay that if you feel pressured, everyone's feeling it. Even like the best people in the class, they're feeling it too. So just know that you're not alone, but you got to make sure you know how to like manage all that, manage the stress. And if you don't know right off the bat, you will figure it out as you go. Oh my dear, I look crazy. You will figure it out as you go. So don't stress out about it the first week. Everyone's gonna feel the pressure the first week. You're not the only one. And if you feel it, don't immediately think this is not right for me, because it's totally normal to feel that way. your first whole year, actually, not even the first week, like the whole year. Don't feel like law school is not the right thing for you if you're feeling the pressure like the first week, because that's completely normal. But just know that you're gonna have to learn how to control it throughout the year, because then it will control you and then it'll take you down the wrong path in law school. So anyways, those are the 3 things that I wish I knew. I know they're pretty obvious, but it's so different to think about before you're in law school and now that I've experienced law school, like the first year of law school. So just definitely things to keep in mind. Statistically, usually your first year is the hardest year just because you're adapting to a new learning style, you're transitioning, whether you're coming from a job or straight from college. If you're coming from a job, you're coming from somewhere that's not requiring you to bring out the student in you. So coming back to law school, you have to kind of bring back that person, that student, that academic person back. And if you're coming from college, it's like a whole different learning environment. So it's important that you differentiate between college and law school because they are very different. So it's a hard transition just for everyone in general. So it's okay to struggle. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Like I said, you just have to control it, but know that everyone's feeling the same way. It's not a walk in the park for anyone. As a matter of fact, everyone's gonna struggle differently, but everyone's gonna have some sort of struggle for sure their first year. So don't feel defeated if you're feeling overwhelmed, because that's completely normal. It's gonna be okay and you're gonna move on. So I guess now I just wanna reflect on my first year and kind of how it went. My first day, I definitely didn't know what to expect. I did vlog some of it. I vlogged my orientation and my first day, and it was interesting to say the least. But I just went in with an open mind, which everyone should do. Just go in there and remember why you're there. Remember why you applied, why you went through the LSAT prep and took the LSAT and did all that, because you know that's not a walk in the park either. Like, that took a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of preparation. So just remember why you're there, and it's gonna be okay. Like, it's okay to cry. I cried my first day. I cried many times throughout. So it's definitely okay to feel frustrated, overwhelmed. And if you need help, get help. Like, if you're struggling in a class, go ask questions. Reach out to other people. Meet with students. Like, just get help. It's totally normal. A tip I have for first year students is to definitely figure out your note taking, like your strategy or how you're going to take your notes very early in the semester. And the reason I'm saying that is because at the end of the semester, when you're studying for your finals and you're looking back at the first week of law school or whatever you learned, you're gonna need to have good notes. And I know that sounds like it's a lot of pressure to have good notes the first week. And it's okay to experiment the first week on whether you want to type your notes, write your notes, or however you want to write them. But it's important that you quickly figure that out. Try to figure that out the first week while you're not learning super heavy stuff, like you're barely introducing yourself to like some of the material, because it sucks going back once you're preparing for finals and then you look at your first week of classes and you either have no notes or you don't understand what your notes even say. So it's important that you take good notes from the beginning, and like I said, establish the way you want to take your notes early on, because if you start off typing your notes and then you switch to writing your notes and then you go back to typing, your notes are going to be all over the place, and that's not going to help you. You're going to end up losing them. You're going to end up getting unorganized. If you're building your outline and you can't find your notes, your outline is not going to be very successful either. So just take good notes from the beginning. Figure out what you like. I know some professors don't allow computers or whatever, and if you're someone who types your notes all the time like me, you're just gonna have to adapt to that class. For me, criminal law didn't allow computers, so I had to have all my notes, which ended up turning out pretty good. But I'm the person who usually likes to type their notes, and again, everyone is gonna be different. Like, I know some people who hate typing their notes, so it's just depending on you. But like I said, experiment the first week and then figure out what you like, so that way when it comes down to you studying for finals, you have all your notes and you have the important stuff, because believe it or not, professors will go hard on the material from the first couple of weeks from class on those finals just to make sure you remember. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you're like a big planner like me, you're gonna wanna color code. Color code is going to be your friend in law school, whether it's your notes, your readings, your agenda, like your planner, anything. For me, I love color coding. I feel like it organizes me like amazingly. So I color code like the rule, the facts, the reasoning, all that stuff is in a different color. My classes on my planner are all in a different color. So I color code everything. So highlighters will be your best friend. Make sure you guys get a good pack before you start. Obviously not everyone is a color coder, not everyone likes to use planners, but you have to stay organized one way or another. Now, reflecting on my second semester of law school, which is the one I just completed, it was very different. I did half of my semester in person, obviously. After March, like mid-March, that's around the time that everything switched to online. So I was able to do a full fall semester and half of my spring semester in person, and I finished the semester online because of the pandemic. But that definitely made it different than my first semester. But even then, my first half of my spring semester was still in person, so I was still following a lot of the routine that I had established the first semester. And that was a lot of getting up early, going to class. If I didn't have class, I would still go at the same time and just study, coming home, relaxing for a little bit, and then getting to studying and all that. That's what my routine looked like pre-pandemic. And then obviously after the pandemic and stay-at-home orders came into place, I would do my readings from home, I would do the lectures from home, so it all became very just from home. So going back to the whole staying organized thing, it was important that I differentiated on my planner what was for reading, what was for class, what was for homework, whatever, because then it would all just turn into one thing, and I felt like I had a million things to do for one class. So it was important that I stay organized, especially during this time. It brought a lot of new challenges that I didn't face my first semester, but nonetheless, I think I had a pretty successful spring semester. My grades are barely coming in. Grades do come in really late. Like, I finished like 2 weeks ago, I think, and I still only have half of my grades. I think there's still 2 more weeks for everyone to finalize grades, so it does take about a month for grades to come in, so it sucks because you won't know immediately how you're doing, but that's okay. We're gonna stay positive and just wait for those last grades to come in. But yeah, being at home and not being able to go to the library or meet with my professors in person definitely established new challenges, and it was hard because the resources were kind of limited. So that was hard, but like I said, law school is just all about adapting. You have to adapt to changes like these. Law school is gonna push you beyond your limits, and you just have to go with it. You just have to do it. You have to keep moving forward. And again, I've only finished my first year. Obviously, it may get more challenging, it may get easier, I don't know. But as far as my first year and how hard it was, I can tell you that it's gonna be okay. And for someone who struggled a good amount, again, I can tell you it's gonna be okay. And it's gonna be hard seeing others be more successful than you, but then it's also going to be super rewarding when you're in that position where you're more successful than others. So you just have to keep moving forward, because that time will come and you will be better than others and others will be better than you, but that's all part of it. So just keep moving forward. If you think that you're underqualified, you're most definitely wrong, because that's what law school is here for, to make you qualified, to teach you how to be a good attorney and to learn the law and all that. So that's what law school is here for. So you're still in the process of learning. So it only makes sense that if you don't know something, it's okay, because you're about to learn it. Now that I finished my first year, I can't believe it. It just feels amazing, and it's just great to know that I got through it despite how many times I doubted myself, despite how hard it was, despite the long nights and how much I cried and all that. So it's completely normal to feel doubt, but it's just important that you move on and keep pushing forward. So really quickly, I'm just gonna talk to you guys about my summer plans, because I don't know if everyone has seen my other videos or not, but my summer plans are kind of all over the place. So I did accept 2 internships for this summer. One of them is paid, one of them is not. Right now, I've already started my first one. I started this week actually, and today is the last day where I'm completing the first week. So far it's going really well. I'm enjoying it. The people I'm working with, I enjoy working with them, so So far it's going good. Like I said, later on I'll have the orientation for my second internship, which will be the second half of summer. So this first one is for 4 weeks. It ends mid-June, and then my second one is going to start July and end the last week of July. So yeah, I'm starting my second internship in July. I have a 3-week gap in between the two, so I'm gonna take that time to hopefully visit my family, depending on how quarantine and all that is going. Because I had 2 internships lined up, and at the time of registration for summer classes, stay-at-home orders were not like this extended. I thought that I would not be doing summer classes just because I was going to be very busy, since I would be going in person to the place of my internship and being there all day, kind of like a full-time job for both. I know my second one, for sure they told me it would be like a 40-hour week, so I just couldn't imagine doing 2 internships, a summer class. Like it would just be a little bit overwhelming, especially because this last semester was very overwhelming with the stay at home and learning from home. So I kind of decided to take a little bit of a school break. So I won't be doing summer classes. For my school, they're not mandatory. They just kind of help you finish, not essentially faster, but have less classes your last year of law school. So they're not really getting you much ahead or anything like that. So I personally decided to not take summer classes because I knew I was going to be very busy for my internships. Again, at the time I thought I would be going in person, but now that things have changed and I'm not going in person, I'm doing everything remotely, at least for this first one. I don't know about the second one yet. It's all depending where we're at in July, but this first one has been remote up until June. In June, they're going to reassess if we can start going in person or not, which kind of sucks because it does take away a little bit from the experience, but it's okay. I'm still getting to do it, and I'm still being able to watch and just work remotely, so that's fine. But because it's at home, I do have a little bit more free time and my schedule is a little bit more flexible. So now I'm really regretting not signing up for summer classes. I don't think I can register for them anymore, so I'm kind of, done with that option. So I'm not taking summer classes. I do slightly regret it, but again, I feel like it's gonna give me a little bit of a good break so I can come back in the fall stronger. I'm not gonna dwell on it because of course I can't change it anymore, but like I said, it doesn't put me behind at all. I'm just not taking summer classes, but at least I'm still being productive because I am doing 2 summer internships, so that'll be good for my resume and to gain experience, honestly. And I know some students are doing summer internships and still doing summer classes, but again, it just varies from student to student, how you feel, if you're prepared. And honestly, the summer classes that were being offered for my school, I wasn't really interested in. I know one of them was mediation, and I don't know if I wanted to take that as a summer class, so I just kind of skipped out on it. So yeah, that's kind of what my summer is looking like. Since I'm not taking summer classes though, I am gonna take this time to teach myself or to kind of refresh myself on some of my courses from the fall. The fall semester I didn't do too well in contracts. I still passed, but I didn't pass as great as I wanted to pass. So, and personally I feel like that's the class that I did kind of struggle in as far as learning the material. So luckily I can still go back and look at all the recorded lectures from class. I still have my book. I have access to Quimby and Barbary and all that stuff. So I'm gonna take the summer to kind of teach myself, and not necessarily teach myself because I already know all this, but just refresh myself on contracts and kind of what I learned, and hopefully get a better understanding than I had at the end of my fall semester, because that's gonna be something that's gonna be on the bar. So I definitely wanna make sure that I know those things. But anyway, so far my internship is going great. I'm working with 2 other interns, and I think more interns are going to be coming in, so that's going to be interesting. It's fun to just do it remotely, but like I said, I wish I had the experience of going in person because it would make it so much better, but it's okay. The people I'm working with have made it so easy for us interns to kind of adapt. I have my orientation for my other internship at 2, so that'll be shortly after. Alright, so here's what my final makeup looks like. Again, it's just to be on camera for meetings, so I didn't do anything too crazy. You can barely see my eyelashes, but that's fine. But anyways, I just want to encourage everyone who's considering law school or who has given it the thought to just try it. I think it's worth trying. It's an experience that's going to be, you know, it's going to change your life. Once you go into law school, it really changes the way you view things. Don't give up just because it starts to feel hard, because it's meant to be hard. And everyone's gonna think it's hard, so don't think you're the only one who's struggling, who's having a hard time or doubting yourself. It's definitely okay, but just keep going. And I want to encourage everyone who's thinking about it or giving the LSAT a try, just do it. But that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys sitting here and watching all my videos. I appreciate all of you who have subscribed. We reached 1,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much. I really appreciate you guys subscribing, watching my videos, interacting with me, commenting and all that stuff. So thank you all so much. If you have any questions about anything or want me to touch on any subject or kind of just talk about anything in general, just let me know. I'm more than happy to film those type of videos for you guys. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.